In this video, we are looking at the difference between a plunge router and a trimmer router. And whether you are just about to buy your first router and don't know which is best for you, or you're just router curious, this video is for you. As you've probably guessed already, in front of me here we have the plunge router, and over here we have the trimmer router. These are both cordless, but you can buy 240 volt corded versions, which tend to be a little bit cheaper. Now, if you were to ask me which is better, it's a really tricky question because the plunge router can do things that the trimmer router can't, and the trimmer router can do things that the plunge router can't. Well, that helps, doesn't it? Okay, don't fear, we're going to dive straight in and have a look at the difference between the two. So let's begin with the plunge router. And first of all, it's called a plunge router because you can plunge down. You can just push the machine down like so, and you can either plunge straight into your work, or you can plunge down gradually as you're going along and almost ramp in. And on the back here we have the plunge lock, so you can plunge down and lock it into position. The plunge router is also known as a 1/2 inch router, and that's because it's a bigger machine. As you can see, compared to the trimmer router, it can take a 1/2 inch shank router bit. 1/2 inch shank router bits allows you to have a much bigger tool. However, with a 1/2 inch plunge router, you should also get a 1/4 inch collet, so you can actually put smaller router bits in this machine. If your machine doesn't come with a 1/4 inch collet, you can use your 1/2 inch collet. Purchase a sleeve just like this, which goes inside, which then allows you to insert a 1/4 inch cutter. The 1/2 inch router is a bigger machine, so it comes with 2 handles. I do not recommend you trying to do anything with this with one hand. That's just gonna end up in disaster. You've got a much bigger base on the plunge router. It just keeps it more stable when you're moving it around your work. It's bigger and it's more powerful, allowing you to do jobs like cutting kitchen worktops. Most plunge routers will have this measuring rod or depth gauge, so you can actually mark and check how deep you're going. It also has this adjustable depth gauge on here as well. So let's now look at the trimmer router, which is also called a palm router and a 1/4 inch router. And the reason it's a 1/4 inch router is because the router bits that you're using in this are only going to be 1/4 inch. Now, the trimmer router has a fixed base. It cannot plunge, so we don't call it a plunge router, but what we can do to adjust it is release this section here, and then we can turn this and adjust the tool up and down like so, then lock it back into position. This function makes it really easy to adjust the depth. This particular model does have a depth guide, and at the moment it's set at 0, so if you set your cutter flush with the surface, for example, and you want to go 1 millimeter deeper, we can just turn that 1.5, 2, and so on. In some cases, such as a double-stopped groove or slot, then you would need to plunge the router yourself. It is a much smaller unit compared to the plunge router. It does have a smaller base on here. This is one that came with the machine. You do get a round one. This is slightly bigger, and some people even make their own. But because it's smaller, you can do much more detailed work and actually control it with one hand or 2 hands if you need to. So I'll just show you the collet on this machine. We'll take the fixed base off and just undo this. There we go. So there's our 1/4 inch shank router bit and 1/4 inch collet. Both routers come with guides allowing you to cut a nice straight line. If you wanted to fix your machine to a router table just like this, then do check your compatibility with the router that you're buying, or you could just go ahead and make yourself one like I did here. It's at the top of your screen right now, or you can click the link at the end of this video. Well, I really do hope this has helped you in understanding the difference between a plunge router and a trimmer router. But if you do have any questions, leave those in the comments box below. Now, if you're liking the look of these two machines right here, I will leave links in the description box below. Don't forget to check out some of my other videos in my router playlist coming at the end of this video. Thanks for watching, guys. See you next time.